Welcome back to Chapter 15 of my Balsa USA SPAD 13 build. In this chapter I cover hinge applications, tail brace wires, and the beginning of the weathering to make it look like a used airplane. So here's a little trick you might find useful, especially when you're doing your hinging. What we like to do is get Vaseline, petroleum jelly on the hinge line so that the epoxy glue does not get on that hinge line and basically seize it up, make it unusable. So what I come up with is a very simple little device, little bottle cap, a little bit of Vaseline jelly, put a little bit in there, take the heat gun, just give it a little heat so it liquefies. It doesn't take much, and you only need a very little bit in here. You don't want to drown the hinge. You just want to get it on the hinge line. These have been done, so I'll just show you this one here. So I just take it like this, dip it in there so it just barely covers the hinge line. Don't try to mess it up too much. Let it stand up until it dries and it congeals, and there you go. You've got a perfectly lubricated hinge line, and hopefully the epoxy will not cause any problems. That's it. Have a great day. So now that I have my hinges all protected, the hinge joints are well lubed with Vaseline, it's time to mix up my 30-minute epoxy. I prefer using 30-minute epoxy. 5 minutes I find does not give me enough time to adequately install the hinges without the glue starting to set up. So 30 minutes works for me. 15 minutes would probably be fine as well, but 30 minutes is what I have. One of the things I did invest in was a small kitchen micro scale. And one of the best investments I ever got. I think I got it off of YouTube, not YouTube, but Amazon. And it works very, very well. So basically, turn the unit on. I'm going to use you can buy these at the dollar store, or you can get them at pharmacies as well with the graduations onto them. I don't need the graduations. So once this is on, we put the empty cup onto it. That'll give us a 0.089 weight of that. I'm going to press the tear button so it brings it back to 0. And now I can add my 30-minute epoxy components in actual measurement weights that work out. So I'm going to start out here with about, I think, a 50-50 mix. I mean 15.050. And again, it really doesn't have to be precise on the first one. The second one does have to be precise. So I'm at 0.047, so that should be at 94 when I'm done. And easy does it. You don't want to overdo it. If you do, you can always go a little bit with the other stuff, as long as you know how much you're over. Okay, 89, 90, one little bop, do it. 94, perfect. So there you have it. I now have exactly 50-50 ratio in my 30-minute epoxy. I'll go ahead and mix this up thoroughly, and I'll start installing the hinges. Go away, have a cup of tea. When I come back, and be ready to put the hinges into the airplane. Again, hope this helps you out. Have a great day. With the control surfaces now securely epoxied to the empennage, it was time to move on to the tail brace wires. The music wire was cut to length, the clevises soldered to the music wire, and then just a matter of simply attaching them to the tail feathers. All in all, a fairly simple job. Next, I turned my attention to the weathering and dirtying up of the fuselage to make it look like it was actually being used. This is just the beginning of the weathering process, and there will be more to come. So I have showed you the application of the small decals. So I thought I'd take an opportunity to show you one of the larger ones, and in fact, the largest one that goes on the wing. So we'll see how this works out. Okay, so here is the wing. This is the top wing, left side, and the decals have been applied, as you can see. and the back finishes on them just getting ready to be removed. Now, one of the big things about this is I think 15 inches across, the big one, and the other one is 15 inches obviously in length. So the trick is to get these lined up because they've got to match the other side of the wing, not the one, but the rondelle does. So what I came up with was just basically making some marks exactly where I wanted it. And if you can see, they just come off the covering paper onto the aileron. And then I went over here 90 degrees opposed to it and did the same thing. And the beauty of this is when I tear the paper off, that mark comes off. The only thing left is that little tiny one on the wing, and it can be easily erased off. So it makes for very accurate and very easy placement of the decal. Now, unfortunately, my tripod has broken, so I'm not going to show you the removal of the paper, but I will take a picture and show you the end result. So the backing paper has been removed now, and we can see the results. Not bad. One thing you will notice is it's quite glossy compared to the wing finish. Of course, this is going to be sprayed with a matte clear finish over top of it, so it will dull it down some more. And then you can actually pick out, as hard as you try to get every little speck of stuff off there always seems to be something underneath these decals. I don't know if anybody gets them on perfectly or not. I certainly don't qualify. Well, there it is. Hope you enjoyed this. So, welcome back into my shop. I want to take a few minutes and just kind of go over some of the work I've been doing to the fuselage. As you know, we're getting close to the finishing touches. I have put the paint on, but now I wanted to do the weathering. As I mentioned earlier, this model is not going to be museum quality. I want it to look like something that would be in the field and actually flying sorties in dogfighting. So I'm going to just go over the airplane, talk a little bit about it, and show you some of the things I've done. Some I'm happy with, some I'm not so happy with, but once it's there, it is kind of there. So I'm going to stick with what I got. So let's go see what we can see. So I'm just going to do a quick overview. You can see some of the weathering that I've accomplished so far. And then I'll do a little more close-up shots so you can get a good appreciation for what I've accomplished and what I'm trying to accomplish, if nothing else. So again, the airplane is used. I want it to look used, maybe slightly abused. And of course it would be complete with oil stains around any of the joints, the metal joints. The forward section of the SPAD 13 is all metal. It's only fabric back from the, well, you could basically see it from the cockpit where the color changes. So what I tried to do was to simulate wear of the metal, the aluminum, and of course the staining that would come from engine oils, exhaust leaks, those types of things. So using some of the techniques that I've tried before on other models, I tried to emulate that. A lot of trying different colors to bring out the base color and also to show any of those types of staining. So as you can see, this is not pristine anymore. It's got lots of darker areas into it, weathered areas, but mostly it's grime and stain. And as you can see on the empennage, I've got some staining on there. I've also got the where the hinges are, which would be normally lubricated. I've got a little bit of staining coming back from those as well. You can see that on both sides, and also on the rudder. You can see up there as well. So that's what I've got so far. It's I'm pretty pleased with it. I think it's basically where I want it to be. I could beat it up some more, but if you run the risk of kind of doing too much. Less is better sometimes when it comes to this. So let me know what you think. I hope you have enjoyed this short video presentation. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe button and you will not miss any future chapters. That's it for now. Have a great day.